Imagine standing at the edge of a lake so deep and quiet, sound waves literally disappear. Equipment fails, and secrets sink to the bottom. We're talking about Lake Pend Oreille in Idaho, a place where the military experiments, dark, mysterious creatures move beneath, and a train wreckage lies tangled underwater with no explanation. So pour a glass and explore yet another lake mystery with us. Under the water. Under the water. Okay, welcome to Spirits Uncorked. And I think I said that right. Lake Pend Oreille.
Yes.
I did look up how to pronounce it, and I'm glad I did, because otherwise it's going to be like Lake Pend Oreille.
So that's what I was going to call it. So I'm glad you actually thought about doing that.
Well, I knew it was French. Remember, I like to tell this story about our brother. Remember this story?
Hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah. He went on his first date with his wife, his now wife, but on their first date, they went to a fancy restaurant, and he was going to order hors d'oeuvres for an appetizer, only he had no idea how to pronounce it, and he literally ordered hors d'oeuvres. Pronounced it in front of her.
And she still married him.
She's still married, and they are still together, so...
They are! Good for them.
Good for them. All right. Anyways, we are going to talk about another lake. And, let me tell you why I like talking about lakes so much, Erica.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because whenever we talk about a lake, I get to use our original theme song that has Under the Water.
Ooh. Well, we haven't actually introduced ourselves yet.
Oh. Whatever. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Erica.
Yes. I am putting our stuff on YouTube now, so you can see our bright, shining faces.
Our beautiful faces.
After Erica worked a long day and is covered in beer.
Yep.
You can see her natural beauty shining through.
This is really what I look like. Unfortunately, there's no beauty filter on the platform we're using.
No. I did look for one. I was like, because this is Riverside. I'm like, surely they have like a way that you can like kind of blur your face a little bit. Like, they don't.
No, I've been working since 6 a.m. changing out beer lines at a brewery. Because that's my other job.
And I've been sitting in an office and then driving around Atlanta, chauffeuring my children.
Yes.
So that's
As
our
a mother
lives.
does, yes.
In case you're interested. Very exciting. Okay, so before we get into our mystery lake topic today, what are you drinking?
Okay, I'm drinking a Pinot Noir from Oregon. I couldn't find anything from Idaho. Sorry, not the same. Whatever. Similar region, okay? And
For
look,
both
people,
states.
Like I said, I've been working all day. And I had to stop at 7-Eleven. And I didn't get my cheap usual stuff that we all know that I drink. So this is a red wine called Underwood.
Okay. So I really didn't do a whole lot better, to be honest with you. But I did give it a little bit of a shot. So what I was looking for, I guess, was Snake River Valley Riesling.
Oh, that's good.
Is it?
Snake River. I feel like that goes along with our serpents in the water.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that you've had it before.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, that's what I was looking for, but I couldn't find it. But I did find another Riesling, and the reason that I got it, this is lame. It's called Ida Keller. So the first three letters are the same. IDA. Ida Keller. That counts, right?
Yeah. Oh, we're trying something new, so that's good.
Yeah. Ida Keller, Idaho. I mean, come on. It's close.
We made a solid attempt. What does
We
it
should
taste
talk
like?
about what a Riesling is because we don't really know like the difference between the different kinds of wine. So let's talk about what a Riesling is.
Okay.
It's a white wine and it's made from Riesling grapes that are from Germany.
Okay.
They're like high in acidity.
Okay.
Anyways, crisp fruit flavors.
Did you taste it yet?
No,
What are you getting from it?
fruity.
Okay. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Riesling, so it's probably a little bit sweeter, right?
I never get a Riesling. They're nice. Why don't I get Rieslings more?
I don't know. I feel like they're I feel like they're really similar to a Pinot Grigio, but they're not as dry as a Sauvignon Blanc.
I would agree
And I
with
could
that.
be talking out my butt. So
Probably.
this says Pinot Noir is a red wine grape variety. It's famous for being light-bodied, elegant, and a little finicky. It's from Burgundy, France, usually lighter red than most reds. I do know that because I do go for a Pinot Noir when I'm at a restaurant and I'm eating meat. It says think cherries, raspberries, strawberries, plus earthy notes like mushroom, forest floor, spice, and sometimes a hint of smoke or vanilla. It's very smooth, low tannins, and higher acidity. And you might think of big, bold reds that would be similar to a Cabernet Sauvignon. It's called the heartbreak grape because it's hard to grow. It has a picky climate, but when it's good, it's really good. So I'll taste it.
All right, let's talk about the lake now. Lake, how did I pronounce it? Pend Oreille. Lake Pend Oreille.
Pend Oreille. Okay, so Lake Pend Oreille is located in northern Idaho in the Panhandle. It's 43 miles long. Its maximum depth is 1,150 feet plus. It's among the deepest in the U.S. It is known for its scenic beauty, submarine testing, and locals have reported a large serpentine creature for over a century, something similar to the Loch Ness. Described as a long, dark, sometimes with humps, serpent. It has spikes when the water is calm, like it comes out of the water and does its little thing. The most logical explanation is a large sturgeon, which we actually do have in the Potomac as well. They also say logs or weird light refraction. Oh, because it's so cold, just like the lake in Michigan, it preserves everything that sinks.
Everything sinks.
Yeah, so there's probably bodies, vehicles, those kinds of things. They stay very well preserved. I think another thing that adds to the lore is the Navy is doing all this testing, and so locals will see and not understand something that's going on in the lake and then attribute it to this lore. But that lore did start before the Navy started doing any testing there.
The reason why it's so good for naval testing submarines because it is like surrounded, it's kind of like set in. It's better for testing than like the ocean where everything's crazy. You know, it's like a serene lake, so they can hear everything very, very well when they're testing their submarines. It's kind of like a perfect place to experiment because it is like a...
Well, it's also landlocked.
Yeah.
So they can do what they need to do for practice runs without any fear of encroaching on an international situation. But it is very serene. So you're right about hearing and testing and understanding how the water works without it being so intense.
It's like a natural science lab for them, like a perfect place for that to test out how their equipment works and all that. Yeah. So just the fact that it is such a deep and dark lake kind of makes it a little bit mysterious and kind of unsettling. So it kind of is the perfect place to dive into this. A lot of mysterious things happen there. Let's talk about the Pend Oreille paddler for a moment, okay? The Pend Oreille paddler was first seen in, the 1940s, I believe. And then more sightings came in the 70s and the 80s. A long snake-like thing, tail humps, 20 foot long. And you're right, this came before they knew that the Navy was testing submarines there. So before they knew that the Navy was testing submarines there, I think the Navy did it for a while in secret. And then eventually they did have to come out and be like, we're testing stuff there. But the sightings of the creature still persisted. And they have great white sturgeons in there, some up to 300 pounds, documented 300-pound sturgeons. So then some people are like, well, maybe the thing that you see is a 300-pound freaking sturgeon. But and then other people are like, well, maybe what you see is it some kind of a testing, Navy-tested submarine. So what is it? Is it a monster? Is it a fish? Is it a submarine? Is it an optical illusion? What is it?
The thing that makes Pend Oreille so scary is because there's very sharp drop-offs in the water that go super deep. The water looks black. Even if you put it in a cup, it looks clear. But because it's so deep and dark and surrounded by mountains and trees, it looks black. On top of that, it's cold. And then also fog rolls in very quickly and suddenly. But because the lake was so deep and cold, the Native Americans in that area, they felt like it had such great age compared to all of the other bodies of water that were around them. So that was why they gave it so much respect. The people from that region are called the Kalispay, meaning Camas people. They are named for the purple flowers found in abundance, and the tribe's reservation is located near Cusack, Washington, which is also along the Pend Oreille.
Pend Oreille. Pend Oreille. Okay, think of a pond, because it's like a body of water, like a pond, and then array, like a ray of sunshine.
Pend Oreille. Okay. So this flower is what they are named after. There was also the Kootenai, who lived to the north and the east of Pend Oreille, and also frequented the lake region. For them, the lake wasn't creepy or mysterious in a horror sense.
Yeah.
It was alive, powerful, and relational. And so they gave the lake this sense of respect and appreciation.
So the other thing that I found, because you were saying that, things stay preserved in the water, is this train wreck. It's like a sunken ghost train, and it's just a mangled train wreck that divers found very recently. I mean, not long ago, like less than 10 years ago. But the train is from the early 1900s, and it's just a mangled wreckage. But they have done a lot of research trying to figure out, where did this train come from? Who was on it? Where did it crash?
They
Why
don't
did
have
it crash?
any
There's
documentation.
no record of a train crash in this area. There's no, they've checked with every historical society. They've checked all of the, transportation, all of the railroads. They've double checked everything. There is no record of a train wreck. So it's just a huge mystery of this train that is underneath this lake.
That's super creepy.
It's super creepy. They did say that these cars, the train cars, they are in really bad condition. You can't tell much. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't tell. You can't even tell the train line. Yeah, you can't tell, because you can just tell like the approximate year that the, whatever. But there's not a lot of clues. So that's
and
just
they don't
a huge
even know like what track it might have come from.
No, we don't know. There's a few theories, I guess, like in 1910, 1912, I guess there was like a great, huge wildfire, and something could have happened during the wildfire. Like maybe a bridge collapsed during the fire, or something like that. There's a few theories that have gone around, but nothing that makes a whole lot of sense, because...
Maybe it was the train Anastasia was on, and that's when Rasputin...
I thought of that. I did think of that.
Throwback to the last episode. Okay, well, there is a North Idaho college professor who spent like his life trying to gather reports that included multiple consistent descriptions from people who claim they saw the creature, the serpent, for several minutes. And, okay, so there are, everything I look up brings it back to this unnatural movement in the water. And I can understand...
Like undulating...
Yes. It's not like it's just up and down, like because a submarine is curved, like it's going to come up, it's going to come down. Right. I can see how that could get confusing. But these people are saying that's not what this is. And so, two things. The serpent could be real, and maybe that's really why the Navy is there. Maybe it's not a testing site. Or B... Maybe it's something that we created that we've been keeping secret.
Who created?
Like the Navy. Like they're creating like a different secret weapon or something. I'm delving into conspiracies.
Or maybe it was like created from like nuclear waste or something. And then we created like this
an accidental
Yes.
monster thing. Yeah. I did not look up if people swim in the water. Like, I don't
did look
know.
It up. They do.
Okay.
They do. Yeah, there's swim beaches. Yep.
They go boating and they get in the water.
Yep, they sure do. So tell us the psychology behind lakes and why it's so creepy and why we get all these creepy tales from lakes.
Okay, so it originates from Native Americans believing in sacred and dangerous, because just like the previous lake we were talking about, there's a violent battle with nature between the air and water, which I thought was kind of interesting that that's something that just kind of happens with everything. Like, there's always a battle. It's not about the weather that we chalk it up to. It's not about like all of these things. There's a battle going on. But for us, it is creepy. So danger, it's contextual. It's not necessarily malicious. These stories teach how to behave. Unknown does not always equal evil, but that is what we've been taught to believe from Hollywood and things like that. So something dark and foggy maybe to somebody who is not familiar with all of these modern day situations, they're going to look at it as a sign or a spiritual gift in some way. Whereas we come up with it as in like, oh, a zombie is going to come out of the dark. And it's also about crossing boundaries. The water is very dark. It's very deep. It's very scary. That's a boundary that we don't often cross. We stay within a safe area. So when you're entering into the unknown, you're automatically scared, which, I mean, can also be like just a natural reaction.
I'm going to disagree with the take about like Hollywood is the one that tells us to be scared of that stuff, because like I'm pretty sure it's like an evolutionary response.
Well, I think it can also be a nature versus nurture thing.
Maybe.
Like, I mean, I do agree. There is evolutionary response. Sometimes when there is a big, deep lake and there's unknown, it's empty, it's hostile, something is hiding.
Yeah.
So anything that's
you're not gonna be like, let me jump in.
Well, some people do, and they're insane. The question becomes, what's lurking here that wants to hurt us, basically. But the reason why modern folklore feels scarier is because it removes the meaning. So you don't believe the land has rules. You don't believe in your relationship with the land. All that's left is the darkness, the randomness, and threat. So indigenous stories contained fear. Modern folklore amplifies it.
Wait, say that last part again.
Indigenous stories contained fear, but modern folklore amplifies it.
Oh, okay.
Because you lose the meaning of the land. There is a spiritual relationship that's going on there. So deep lakes trigger this shift because you can't see the bottom. They change suddenly. They swallow sound. I mean, you can yell and you're not going to hear anything. To indigenous cultures, that meant listen harder. To modern minds, it becomes imagine the worst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the takeaway, indigenous beliefs don't ask what horrible thing lives here. They ask what lives here and what responsibility do we have in this relationship. The land isn't haunted, it's alive. Spirits aren't monsters, they're beings, ancestors, guardians, or warnings. Lakes aren't cursed, they're powerful places that require respect. Fear isn't the first reaction, relationship is.
So does that make you feel better? Are you going to go swimming in lakes now?
I don't know. I could try. It almost sounds like a mantra that you would say before you get in the lake.
Yeah.
So thermoglycines are layers in a body of water where the temperature changes really fast with depth, which we're all familiar with, I think. It's like the warm surface that's being heated up by the sun, and then the deep water that's still cold. And sometimes the temperature drops really suddenly. So that is something that can cause a swimmer to feel like something is reaching for them or grabbing for them. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was really interesting because we've talked about that with Lake Lanier too.
Definitely a lot.
And then you might feel a leaf and totally scream and freak out because you just weren't expecting it.
All right. Now we've moved on to a new segment that I think people have enjoyed. So if you're listening on Spotify, you can chime in right away. It's called Would You Rather. Yes. All right, so let's come up with a good Would You Rather. Hold on, let me do
I have some. Would you rather swim across a fog-covered lake at midnight or row across the lake knowing something is bumping the boat from underneath?
When you're swimming across, do you,
Nothing.
I mean, you're,
It's a fog-covered lake and you're just swimming. Or do you want to be in the boat getting bumped by something from underneath?
that's a good question. I think I'd be in the boat.
Oh, I think I'd be in the water.
Really?
Which is funny.
Midnight, though, Erica. Midnight and foggy. You'd be in the water at midnight and foggy. Think about it.
No, I wouldn't want to do either one of these things. But I also don't want to be in a boat getting bumped by something.
But you'd be in a boat.
Yeah.
Let's get real here.
And then the boat tips over, and then what?
You wouldn't get tipped over. You'd stay in the boat. Yeah, you're right. That would suck if you got tipped over.
Because you don't know that you're not going to get tipped over. You're just getting bumped.
What if it's a dolphin?
This is in a lake. Okay. Would you rather be chased by something unseen through shallow lake water, or feel something grab your ankle from the depths?
What twisted... I don't want to be chased. That's horrible.
I think I'd much rather be grabbed from the depths.
These are equally horrible.
Well,
I'd rather be grabbed. I'd rather be grabbed. Drag me to my death. All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed this interesting look at Lake Pend Oreille. We are learning something new every week, Erica.
I know.
Good for us.
Okay, we're really... I really tried hard, and I feel like I didn't do a good job. But, yes,
that's what editing is for.
I was like yesterday, I'm going to be too tired tomorrow. I have to do this now. All right, anyway.
Let us know what we should talk about next, everybody.
Please give us your suggestions.
At spirits.uncorked.
And
if you would... I know it's not fun, but just listen to the ads.
It really helps us, like, so much. Help us.
Those little 5 cents really adds up.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Thank you for listening, you guys, and we will see you next time on Spirits Uncorked.
Goodbye.